Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Uncommon Wealth Podcast, where I'm your host, Phillip Ramsey. Today, we thought I would talk about something that I think I don't know if every entrepreneur or every person that's going the uncommon path feels, but I know I feel it. And it's just this kind of like picture of taking the next step, right? So just keep going. And there's so many things that I'm telling you, I've heard businesses, we've interviewed them, or I've just had a one-on-one personal relationship with them. And it's just like, sometimes you just got to keep grinding. And I'm not saying that's where we're at here at Uncommon Wealth Partners, but it kind of is. It always is. It's always just seemed like, all right, give me the next step. Like, just keep going. And I heard this article one time, or I read this article one time, and it was about this individual that ran one of those like ultra marathons or some crazy event or challenge, and he just kept going, and he's like, I never thought I could win. I just never thought. He's like, because if you think about the big picture, you just feel like it's too lofty. The end goal is just too lofty. It's just too far out there. It's just too big. And he's like, but what ended up helping me the most is like, just take the next step. Just take the next step. And that really resonated with me, because there's often times where you think about where you want to be, think about the end goal, you think about what you're trying to create, and it just is overwhelming. But what you can do is just focus on the next step. And so I think that's really valuable when you're thinking about this whole uncommon journey and you're thinking about all the ways that you have to do or all the things that you want to accomplish. And yet what you really need to do is just take the next step. Focus on taking the next step. And and if you've heard it before, I'm a man of faith. I love reading the Bible. I love listening to what God's trying to teach me. And there's a passage in the Bible that says, give me a lamp unto my feet. And it doesn't say, give me a flashlight to be able to look down the path. It says, no, give me a lamp unto my feet. And honestly, I just don't think I would have enough, I don't know what the word is, wisdom to see the flashlight go way down the path. And so I just kind of reflect on that. And I think just give me enough energy to just give me the next step. So I don't know if that encourages you, but just thinking about where you're at now, just like keep going. One thing that you should never do is compare. We've talked about this before, but always thinking about what the next person has, or, oh man, if I could only have this, I would start acting like that. I feel like that's a really slippery slope. And so thinking through all the people in your life that you look up to, and even like in a different demographic, maybe, they probably all felt the same way that you are. And sometimes you just got to take the next step. You just got to take the next step. So last kind of point I want to just kind of talk through in this podcast is this thought. If we all had our own problems, let's say, and we put them in a paper bag, let's just say paper bag. We all put them in there, and obviously it's our own problems, right? No one really knows maybe all about it. Maybe our wives do, or our close friends, our inner circle know all of our issues and our problems. And we all went into a huge room and we threw those bags of problems up in the air and dispersed them so everyone could see our problems, okay? The thought is, I think we would all be clamoring to get our own problems back in our own bag, meaning the things that people are dealing with are maybe way bigger than the problems that we have. And the fact that we know our problems also is overwhelming, but we're not dealing with maybe some things that other people are. And so that's really good when you can start seeing things around you and start looking at people's problems and realizing like, hey, the things that I'm dealing with right now maybe aren't that bad. So these are all concepts that I feel like people that are walking this uncommon path feel maybe more directly than some people that are maybe having a 9-to-5 job, maybe not, right? But I do feel like that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love going down this uncommon path, not only myself, but getting to guide other people and get to be shoulder to shoulder with other people who are doing the same thing, because they are feeling the same thing. They're feeling like, what is this thought? Like I have all these thoughts that are way down the path, but I can't really see them. They're really blurry or fuzzy. But man, I can focus on the next step. And so then my last challenge for everybody else is here's my question. If you could take 15 minutes and flash forward your life in 10 years, would you want to live those 15 minutes in 10 years? That's just my question. Would you take the deal? If somebody says, hey, you can get in this time warp thing, it's going to zip you out 10 years, you get to live your life 15 minutes, and then you come back. And the 15 minutes that you get to live are, let's say, Christmas Eve, around the dinner table with your family. Would you take it or not? My challenge to you today is to say, I'm not going to take it. I'm focusing on the present. I'm focusing on taking the next step, because I don't know if I can handle the 10 years from now what I saw. I don't know. And would I live my life different now? I'm super grateful that we don't get to have that time machine to do that. We can just go live in the present now. So take every moment, be grateful. And I would say don't compare to anybody and just focus on the next step. And what God's going to create in our life, I think it's going to be bigger than what we can even imagine. Anyway, you've been listening to Uncommon Wealth Podcast. Thanks for listening. I've been your host, Phillip Ramsey. If there's anything we can do, or we can encourage you in any way, please reach out to me. My email is Phillip, Phillip, @uncommonwealth.com, or go on our website, uncommonwealth.com, and click Let's Talk Now. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, thanks for listening. Talk to you later.
That's all for this episode, brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.